85 points a game themselves.
Well, and you've got 3 players, right, that played for you at Stanwood High School, played for Everett Community College.
We did,
That
yeah.
probably still hurts this weekend.
Yeah, you know, I was able to communicate with them a little bit after the game, and yeah, sure, they're disappointed, but, you know, it's not the first game they've lost, and the first game that they've lost, you know, to end the season. But, you know, my message to them was, you know, you guys have won an incredible amount of games throughout your career, and they're all 3 of them are such mature young men, and they get that. And yeah, it's no fun when you're that team that loses and go home, especially when it's in your own gym. But if you watched any of that game, man, it could have gone either way, and they could easily be playing in this game right now.
Yeah, that was North Idaho win over Everett Trojans, 112-110 in double overtimes. And what we see by that game for North Idaho, Raekwon Evans is the real deal.
Played 49 minutes, 47 points. Did it on 16 of 32 shooting, so shoots at a good percentage, 10 of 12 from the line as well. 47 points. I know it was double overtime, but whoa.
And in that game, yeah, Raekwon Evans, as we mentioned, 47 points and also 25 points. He's 22 back, and Woods had 25 points in the ball game. Ashante Potts Woods. So Raekwon Evans out of Skyview High School in Billings, Montana. You got to think 4 year colleges are giving him a look.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, and not just by that 47. He comes in, like you said, averaging 20 points a game. He's definitely on the radars as a sophomore.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for North Idaho. Raekwon Evans, we mentioned, out of Skyview High School, 6'4" freshman, 20.7 points per ball game. Jalen Burke, a 6'6" sophomore, at 10.5 points per ball game out of Red Mountain High School, Mesa, Arizona. Jared Green from Blackfoot High School, Blackfoot, Idaho, a 6'9" freshman at 6.3 points per ball game. Tyler Brimhall from Logan High School, Logan, Utah, 6'5" sophomore, 2.1 points per ball game. And then for the North Idaho, Charles Williams will be the 5th starter. Charles Williams coming in to the ball game as a starter. So Raekwon Evans, Jalen Burke, Jared Green, Tyler Brimhall, and Charles Williams. For the Portland Panthers, they'll start KJ Bosco out of Benson High School in Portland, a 6'7" sophomore, 12.5 points per ball game. Gabe Garrett, Jefferson High School, also out of Portland, a 6'4" sophomore, 20.5 points per ball game. Cameron Rutherford, Benson High School in Portland, 6'8" sophomore, 13.2 points per ball game. Out of Gresham, Oregon, Centennial High School, Brendan Richard, a 5'11" freshman, 5.7 points per ball game. And then Frank Norman out of Benson High School in Portland as well, a 5'11" sophomore, 6.3. So quite a few Oregonians that stayed home, and they playing for Tony Broadus and the Portland Panthers, 26-5, the South #1 team coming in to the NWAC championship, and we're in the final 3 teams available to play for the championship. Peninsula's already punched their ticket to tomorrow's championship game. And we'll see if Portland Panthers and the North Idaho Cardinals will be ready to go as well. We'll take a break, come back with tonight's opening tip-off and game action. North Idaho and Portland for spot number 2 in the finals. You're watching the NWAC Championships on STSPN.com.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
we are set to go here at Everett Community College, the Walt Price Sports and Fitness Center. Tom Lafferty along with Zach Ward. Earlier, it was Peninsula over Lynn Benton, 89-75. So Peninsula is ready to watch this game with interest to see who they'll play tomorrow for the championship. Jeff Flowers, Ben Wolf, Travis Bain are the officials. Davis Torgerson is the alternate. And we are set to tip off the basketball game. And, Coach, as we mentioned, some people are getting looks. We saw a certain assistant coach enter the building.
Saw Cameron Dollar enter the building. Definitely watching some of these kids. I saw Coach Hironaka, who spent some time at South Pacific University. He's, I think, at Colorado Christian now. I saw him walk in. So for sure, we talked about these kids that are getting looks from coaches at the next level.
Here's a dribble drive to the baseline. It's going to be a miss there. And back out they go. Portland with the basketball to start things off. They're wearing the white uniforms. Moving to our left. Down low they go. Little runner that won't go. A miss by Brendan Richard. Portland with the miss. North Idaho will bring it up. North Idaho in the very dark gray uniforms. Kind of looks like Stanwood High School uniforms.
I love it. I was just going to say the same thing. I got a design option for next year.
I do like the back design there.
Yeah.
As North Idaho, the Cardinals moving to our right. They have it down to 7 on the shot clock, and they never got a shot off. And do they get yet? No. A save from going out of bounds, and now it's going to be taken by Portland. Panthers with it now. Little runner won't go, and an offensive foul is going to be called. They're going to say cleared out with the elbow, and we go back the other way, North Idaho basketball.
Really aggressive play. Great job defensively to get into a good guarding spot and force a tough shot, and I think the offensive player did push off there.
Does it seem more like a rugby scrum than a basketball game so far?
Early on, a much different feel than the game we watched before this.
Top of the key as North Idaho, Charles Williams, now Raekwon Evans at 47 in the double overtime win over Everett. Here's turnaround runner that rattles out, no good. A miss on that end by North Idaho. And now we're going to have a 3-ball attempt on the other end, falling down to the floor after KJ Bosco launched it wouldn't go. Yet to dent the scoreboard, a minute and a half into the ball game. We had history last night with UMBC meeting Virginia. We may have the first scoreless college basketball game ever.
Never say never.
I got a feeling it'll heat up here. This is Lane Josie. Now back out to the top to Norman. They'll set up the half-court offense. They work it to Rutherford. Give it off to Norman again. Closed off there. 14 to shoot. Long cross-court pass right side. Richard elevates 3. Ball won't go. And the rebound's going to be grabbed down by North Idaho as they bring it out of back court. That's Williams. Interesting, Williams not listed on the roster in the program. But he's playing in the ball game right now. He's starting point guard. They dump it low, turn around off the glass, and there's the first points of the ball game. They got it inside, and the bucket up and good by Jared Green out of Blackfoot High School, Blackfoot, Idaho, and North Idaho with the lead here in the early going. Not as early, about 2.5 minutes into the ball game. Now Portland with it. Going in, a little runner that won't go with a one hand. Lane Josie with the miss. Rebound controlled by North Idaho. Raekwon Evans directing traffic. Fakes right, goes left, puts it up, and pops it in. Already, I like the way he plays.
I would think he just got to feel really comfortable in this gym and kind of picks up where he left off last weekend.
A 4-0 lead for North Idaho. Josie backs up, turns, skyhook won't go, gets his own rebound, back down. I think it was, no, they're going to call offensive foul.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the right call.
Frank Norman kind of looks at the official and kind of gives him a snotty look. he didn't like the call.
I don't think he agreed with it.
No. A 4-0 lead for North Idaho. And North Idaho will bring it up. The North Idaho Cardinals. Out of Coeur d'Alene. And, of course, Portland Community College out of downtown Portland, Oregon. Turn around, up, no good. A miss on that end by Jalen Burkett, and Portland will bring it up. Lane Josie, outside three, no. Still the shutout is intact. North Idaho with the lead. They've got the ball, and a foul is going to be called. They're calling it on this both ends.
I'm not really sure what happened. I'm not really sure who the fouls. They called it on Green. Okay. I would say that was one. He was the offensive player without the basketball, kind of backed into him.
Watch me throw Todd into the truck. Can we see that again?
I do think
Here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
You know what? They could have called anything there and we would have agreed with it, right?
Could have been a travel.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what happened there.
So North Idaho gets it off the steal there by Tyler Brimhall, and the foul is going to be called. I don't know if the officials are doing a good job or a bad job, but every call on every time the whistle's gone, somebody's complaining about it.
And that's not going to last. They're not going to put up with that all game, I would think.
So North Idaho will throw it in. 27 on the shot clock. Jalen Burke from the far sideline will throw it in for the Cardinals. East number 3 team at 23-8 coming into the ball game. Williams give it off to Evans. I would think he would be a point of emphasis. Block from behind. Yeah, defensively, don't let number 0 go off on us.
He's probably number 1 name listed on the whiteboard.
Here's a shot on the way. No, won't go. Outside shot by Richard won't go. The putback up and in, and that will go. And that'll be the first points of the ball game for Portland, and Rutherford with the bucket. Burkett. Check it. That is Williams. Now they go down. Well, I thought he was going to go in for the. Oh, they're going to get. Well, there's another complaint on a foul.
Oh, now he's waving his finger. We've got something going on here.
And we got some extra pushing and shoving, too, and the official steps in. Well, I thought it was a either
Are we
rugby.
Going monitor here? Are we going to go monitor review? I'm predicting monitor.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's take a look at the.
He didn't like the call.
No, he got right up in the face of the official. So a timeout here, a 30-second timeout, and the officials, are they going to. The alternate official has the monitor in front of him on the other side. And so the officials are talking about it.
They're checking it out.
And now they're calling a foul.
I think that's the original foul on Gabe Garrett on the block shot.
And now they're going to look at the play after the fact. I looked up. I was looking down. I looked up and I saw a body on the floor that looked like he'd gotten shoved.
Exactly. And
here we go. Let's see it. Let's see if we can see it again. I think that was after. Or has it happened yet? Yeah, I think it happened prior to that. Or is this is the play? No, so
now we're meeting.
The officials are still meeting in the center. They just sent the teams back off. So still to come here this afternoon at Everett Community College. The women's Final Four get underway at 6 o'clock. Umpqua Riverhawks, the Bellevue Bulldogs. Then at 8 o'clock will be the Walla Walla Warriors and the Big Bend Vikings to play. Last year in the men's Final Four, it was Tacoma and Umpqua, Walla Walla, and Lower Columbia. This year, Peninsula, Lynn Benton, Portland, North Idaho. So 4 new teams with a chance to win it. Okay, so here now I think we're gonna see it. Yeah, that's where the official stepped up. So can you back it up from there?
Here's the original block. Boom, foul.
Yep.
Not happy, but it's all good. Look at the free throw line area.
Boom. Yeah, Frank Norman got knocked over.
I'm not sure there was enough there to knock Frank Norman over. But he did. There was definitely something.
Yeah. So that's what the officials are looking at. Now they've called both coaches over to the center here. The officials are Tony Broadus of Portland, Corey Simons of North Idaho. And they're going to have a little discussion. Okay, one guy pushed one guy, and the other guy pushed the other guy. So we're going to have free throw here. Seth.
No, this is that original foul.
Right. Seth Christian's at the line.
And with the lane being empty, I'm thinking that there is something
untoward had happened. So
yeah.
He hits one free throw. And now we're going to have technical foul on the other end. So the technical is going to be on North Idaho's Jalen Burkett.
Dead ball, technical foul, contact.
Okay. So that's what happened. So free throws here for KJ Bosco. You didn't know we're going to have to.
Boy, I think let's just play. Well, with the emotions and the energy early, I mean, we're only not even 5 minutes in, and we've had some action already.
Right.
I think this could set up for a really good basketball game here. Hopefully, tempers don't flare.
Well, and here's an example, too, where the officials need to
no flash photography.
So put your phone away.
Shoot, they got me. They got me from up top here.
Taking those selfies from up here on the third level. So here we go. I think the officials wanted to keep control because you can see that it's going to get a little raggedy here.
You're right. I think that was a great way of handling it. Did a good job. Dead ball, technical foul. No harm done, but a message sent.
So 5-3 lead. 14 on the shot clock. Portland with the basketball. Norman out for a shot, a three that rims off no good for KJ Bosco. And a travel off the rebound and then falling down and hitting his head. Well, he bonked his head. I don't know that we need to help him up yet until we make sure his. We're right at the 15-minute mark, so that's going to be the first media timeout. And he's kind of dazed and confused getting up.
I'm not sure. He is moving pretty slow.
That's Ian McLaughlin. He bonked his head pretty good when he landed. So I think the official stepping in saying, you know what, he's got to go off. Let's get him evaluated at least. Have a seat. So we're going to step aside the under 15 break right here with North Idaho leading Portland 5-3 on STSPN.com.
Appleton, Education Outreach Officer at STCU. I have been labeled as frugal. I'm more motivated by saving money than I am about spending money. I essentially have had the same vehicle for nearly half of my life. It's absolutely practice what you preach. One of my passions is mountain biking, and one of the ways that I can afford to have a quality mountain bike is by cutting expenses in other areas of my life. STCU has given me an opportunity to share things that I've learned with the community. I'm Keith Appleton, and STCU is here for good.
Welcome back. Welcome back here to Everett Community College. We saw the foul on the one end, and then when they got back to the other end, Ian McLaughlin fell down and bonked his head pretty good. In fact, right there, that's the aftermath after he had fallen. They were trying to help him up, and I think he was saying, not yet. Let me make sure I can see one finger held up in front of my face. So he is not on the floor. And here we go. We have a lot of action here for a 5-3 ball game with 5 minutes in. A big high banker up and in for Cameron Rutherford for Portland. Makes it a 5-5 tie. Now North Idaho with it. Christians, and then they feed it right side. McLaughlin. Actually, McLaughlin is in there. I think he was more stunned than anything, I guess. Now they're going to say off the knee and out of bounds, so overruled. They were all dropping back.
Overruled. I think that's the correct call.
Yeah.
From 3 stories up. No, it did look like it went off the defender's leg.
Tied at 5, inbounds here for North Idaho. Underneath their own hoop with 15 on the shot clock. High off the glass, that's going to be a miss. Missed there by McLaughlin. And now Portland with it. And a foul called. And they will whistle this one on Tyler Brimhall out of Logan High School, Logan, Utah. Picks up his first personal foul. And the third team foul. Portland basketball. KJ Bosco got it inside to Rutherford. Back to Bosco again. Lost the basketball and stolen away. Up the floor. Here comes North Idaho. Ashante Potts Woods. Woods with it. Goes in. Little step through, and puts it in. Kind of looked like a blender there for a second. He just kind of spun around a couple of times, put it on puree, and off it goes. And here's a steal. Steal underneath the basket by Seth Christians for North Idaho. And the Cardinals have the basketball. With the lead.
Oh, great pass.
Down for a two-handed flush.
Great pass. Great read coming off that pick and roll.
They got it to Seth Christians for the two-handed slam dunk, and it's a 4-point lead again for North Idaho, equaling their biggest lead of the ball game. Outside three won't go. Missed by Garrett. To the other end and quickly down for the bucket, and the lay-in is up, and it is good. Good there for Raekwon Evans, 11-5 score. Outside three, offline for Rutherford. And McLaughlin grabs the rebound. To Evans at 47 in the double overtime win over Everett.
That just sounds, every time you say it, I mean, I've read it, I've heard you say it. That really catches your attention, doesn't it?
Wow. Woods leans back, puts it up, no good. Back up and in by Seth Christians. And it's out to an 8-point lead for North Idaho, their biggest lead of the ball game. They're the only team that has led in this game. We've had one tie. That's Frank Norman. Launches. Miss. Battle on the rebound.
Christian's on the board there. One thing we haven't talked about, Seth Christian's at 6'11".
Right.
Portland's tallest player, 6'7", 6'8" area. That's tough to deal with. And he's done a really good job early on the boards. You saw him there on the defensive end, but also the offensive end. Got that offensive miss from Potts Woods. Easy putback.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll step aside with 12:28 to play in the first half. It's North Idaho 13, Portland 5 on STSPN.com. Jet City Roller Derby brings the sport of roller derby to Snohomish County. Tickets for Jet City's 11th season are now available with doubleheader bouts at Edmonds Community College, featuring a family-friendly environment and a beer garden. Find a skater handing out flyers to receive a discount off entry to the next bout. So if you're Cameron Dollar, who are you looking at? Seth Christians?
6'11". I think you talked earlier when we shared about height. 6'11". Give me the 6'11" guy.
Yeah. Just a guy, big body.
I think there's there's a handful of players out here that I'm sure he's looking at, and probably this isn't the first time he's watched him play either. You know, he's probably watched him play a couple times, maybe even high school before the community college level, and checking on development.
Well, and I would think that when Cameron Dollar, because he's here in the building, was at Seattle U, you put it into memory bank and who the guy is, and you know the high school coach, and
yep, no doubt.
Hey, and maybe Joe needs to go for a year or two to CC ball, right?
Maybe he wouldn't play for us for 2 or 3 years anyway. Maybe he should go a different route.
And then we'll take a reevaluate.
We'll take a look at him, exactly.
Yeah. North Idaho with the lead, 13-5 over Portland. That's Potts Woods with a long outside three off the front of the iron, no good. Terrell Hicks grabs the rebound for Portland. as they work at baseline. You see a foul now underneath. And the foul is going to be called on North Idaho's Jacob Cowley out of Walnut Grove High School, Vancouver, British Columbia. Made his way to Coeur d'Alene. So Portland with it. Down by 8. Rick Hicks has it. Now Richard went in off balance and then he traveled.
Yeah. Yep.
He was looking for a foul, didn't get it. So in the meantime, traveled with the basketball.
And the few possessions early that North Idaho's gone 2-3 zone has really caused some frustration for Portland. They've done it at baseline out of bounds a couple times, but also up in transition a couple times, making them think a little bit offensively.
North Idaho with the lead and the ball. Christians is the big guy, the 6'11". There's a runner that rattles off the front of the iron, no good by Brimhall. And they're going to say out of bounds, and so it'll be turned right back over to the Portland Panthers. South number 1 team, 26-5, wearing the white uniforms as the higher seed here in the final 4, the final 2 here. And the ball went out of bounds, kind of off the face of Cameron Rutherford and out of bounds, so North Idaho will take it. Low-scoring ball game here.
Really a great set there, too, offensively. You saw the two wings cross. They actually screened the inside of the two guards, opening up that lane down the middle. Just couldn't handle the pass. A lot of times you'll see that play at the next level, and it'll be a lob for a 6'11" or 7-footer coming from the baseline for a dunk.
Falling down and injured. His hip going for a slam that's a miss, and a follow-up slam is good for Lane Josie, and we have a hip injury on the other end. Tyler Brimhall, he is in some kind of distress, and he knew it right away.
Yeah, there was contact, and he just went down. He had the ball, and he went down right away.
And it was holding his left hip.
And he's pointing to it now. He is in a lot of pain.
So we will step aside and we'll come back. 10:49 to play in the first half. It's North Idaho 13, Portland 7, the NWAC Men's Championship on STSPN.com.
Training is definitely making myself better, but I know that it's going to end up making my teammates better.
You have to know your teammate and know what they need.
The cohesion on the field and off the field is what makes everyone strong.
Being on a team, you know it's not just you out there.
I would do anything for the player next to me, behind me, in front of me.
Practicing day in and day out, trying to be the best me so they can be the best them. It's like a sisterhood that you have with those girls.
It's just really empowering. They're all doing crazy things. And you want to be like them, and you want to push yourself like them.
Motivates me to work harder, to get faster, quicker.
Pushing each other so hard, all for the same goal. And then when you accomplish it, that's the best feeling in the world.
So Tyler Brimhall is helped over to the sideline. In fact, they're going to take him back to the training area, or at least to the end of the bench. Take a look. It looked like something like a left hip. Of course, we can make calls from up here. We can also make medical diagnoses from 3 stories up, too. Hip flexor or something like that, but he was in pain, and it wasn't putting much weight on it. So North Idaho with the basketball, leading by 6. Runner by Raekwon Evans, blocked out of there. And grabbed by Portland. Here come the Panthers.
And again, North Idaho in that 2-3 zone, trying to control pace, game flow.
Portland scored. Lob down low, then feed it over to Josie for the bucket. Got it in down real deep to Cameron Rutherford. He saw Josie with a better, higher percentage shot. Well, for one thing, he could see the hoop from where he was rather than being that far underneath.
Really impressed by the Portland offense last 2 trips with what they do against the zone, screening the zones. Something that you don't see a lot, but we like to do at Stanwood a lot, is setting screens on the zone just because people are responsible for areas and not players.
That was Ashante Potts-Woods with that last lay-in, 15-9. Portland scored 80-plus points 23 times. They're on pace here for 36.
Yeah. And I think that's possibly why you see North Idaho in that zone, forcing longer possessions, but got more injuries.
Follow up by Lane Josie. Yeah, who's going to be left standing at the end of this ball game?
Don't need to lose any more players.
Raekwon Evans is on the dribble here. Potts-Woods. He will put it up from the just above the free throw line. It'll be a miss, and Lane Josie grabs the rebound for Portland. Panthers down by 4. Could be 1 with a 3, but it won't go. A miss by Joe Morales out of Roosevelt High School in Portland. Dribbling in, there's Raekwon Evans.
Really nice job in transition. Got the steal on the sideline, just kind of kept it the whole way. You're not going to pick me up. I'm going to go get a lay-in.
Out of Skyview High School in Billings, Montana, with the bucket and a 6-point lead again for North Idaho. Turn, face, and fire that won't go. Rutherford with the miss. Rebound cleared down by North Idaho. Grabbed by Ian McLaughlin. Now in to Potts-Woods. That won't go. Ball went out of bounds. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor with 8 minutes and 18 seconds to play in the first half. It's North Idaho 17, Portland 11. You're watching STSPN.com.
WWCC is affordable. Find your way. Attend part-time. Direct transfer. Join the fun at WWCC.
EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? Well, the answer, we have fun with sports, live music, and more. You'll never want to leave. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. You know, you could re-enroll here. You'd spend your whole time in this room, in the gym, or over in the weight room.
Let's do it.
The exercise facility.
Yeah, it's a little different facility here than it was back in the mid-'90s. But what a beautiful building. They've really done a great job. Everything from when you walk in, just that hallway out there to before you even get in the gym, everything looks top level. And then you walk in the gym and I look around, I immediately want to know the amount of hoops. How many hoops do they have? You always want it, and they do a great job here of having side courts along with the main.
So back to action here. North Idaho with a 17-11 lead and a steal. This is Raekwon Evans with the bucket. The steal in the bucket for Evans. Excuse me. That was Jalen Burkett. Jalen Burkett got it. Outside 3. Down it goes for Terrell Hicks for Portland.
Pace is picking up a little bit here.
Yeah, it was kind of pretty lethargic the first quarter of this first half. Little runner that will go. And that was Williams, Charles Williams with the bucket, 21-14. Morales, air ball, airmails it there, but saved by his teammate from going out of bounds. Rutherford with it. Kind of looked down at his feet whether or not he would take a 3. Didn't. Josie will, and
good
will
decision.
bury it.
The extra pass.
That's right. He did. He stopped. He looked down at his feet. And
That's the worst shot in basketball, the one with your foot on the line. He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to do that.
If I'm going to huck one up from here, it better be worth 3 points. Here's a attempt there on the other end for North Idaho. Charles Williams with the miss. Now Portland with it, but another steal. Taken away. This will be Evans. He goes to the deck. The foul is going to be on Lane Josie, and a couple of free throws coming up here on his way to the hoop.
The 7th turnover for Portland here, just over 13 minutes into the game.
So the 6th team foul, personal foul on Lane Josie, his 2nd. And Raekwon Evans will be at the line. 20.7 points per ball game during the regular year. He's got 6 so far. First one is good. North Idaho beat Lower Columbia 86-68 last Saturday in the round of 16. The round of 8, as we mentioned, a double overtime win over Everett, 112-110. Next free throw good for Evans. Gives him 8 points in the ball game. And the lead is 23-17. North Idaho has led by as much as 8. Portland has not led in the ball game so far. Panthers with it, and outside 3, stuck. Stuck there. We go to the arrow, and it'll go right back over to North Idaho. Really, when they get stuck like that, it wasn't even close. It was short and offline.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He'll probably get some rash from his teammates on that one.
Evans looking for a screen. Now they'll dump it down to the low block. Turn, face, hook, no. A miss there for Jared Green.
Another big body, 6'9".
Jared Green, a 6'9" freshman out of Blackfoot High School, Blackfoot, Idaho.
Been talking about the three-pointers here for Portland. 2 of 14 early on from 3. That's got to be something that needs to be addressed, and I think we have seen them success. I talked about earlier, screening the zone, getting the ball inside and getting those paint touches. Sometimes it seems like early on here they're either turning the ball over like that or settling for long jumpers.
And the turnover and the bucket by Raekwon Evans is good.
Their 9th turnover.
25-17. Yeah, points off turnovers is going to be big coming up at halftime. Down underneath, Portland. Boy, he got, I thought that little runner by Rutherford, and he got one right in the solar plexus. Maybe a little higher, the sternum probably. Ashante Woods. Little stop and a round a couple of times, and down it goes. And good for Ashante Potts Woods. Outside shot. That 3 won't go. A miss for Gabe Garrett, and North Idaho brings it up. We're at 5:10 to play in the first half, and a 10-point lead for North Idaho. Boy, yeah, they're going to call
probably. Yep.
You think so when you put up the elbow?
Yeah,
and
probably.
Clear out yourself some space.
Portland needs to get a good possession here. The lead's up to 10, and I think you live and die by that three-point line. 2 of 15, dying by it right now. I'd like to see them work the ball around a little bit better. I know 2 possessions ago we did get the paint touch where he got hit inside, but those are the kind of shots you need to try and get.
See what they do here on this possession. Long outside 3. Well, that'll work.
3, right on cue, they make a 3. I think he looked up here after he hit that and said, what?
Jacob Powell with it out of LeGrand High School in LeGrand, Oregon. And it's 27-20 North Idaho. 4.5 to play. First half. Evans to Potts Woods. Finds a screen. Right back to the screener who lost the ball. And then overplay on the defense.
And that's just a tough break there. Kind of a loose ball. Both players going for it. One player happened to get his hands on the ball first, just before the collision. Wrong place, wrong time kind of deal.
And a timeout on the floor with 4:18 to play in the first half. It's North Idaho 27, Portland 20 on STSBN.com. Everett Community College, the Walt Price Student Fitness Center. This is game number 14 of the 2018 NWAC Men's Basketball Championship. The Peninsula Pirates won earlier, 89-75 over Lynn Benton. So Peninsula will play tomorrow against the winner of this ball game we're watching right now between North Idaho and Portland. Terrell Hicks at the free throw line for the Portland Panthers out of Centennial High School in Las Vegas. First one rattles in and goes. Averages 5 points per ball game. 27-21, North Idaho with the lead. And Hicks will get another. He's got 5 in the game. And here comes North Idaho with a 5-point lead. So that 10-point lead cut in half here in the last couple of minutes. Raekwon Evans works top of the key. They just work around for a good look, and that 3 won't go from the left corner there. And it'll be Portland basketball, down by 5. Hicks to Powell. Kind of wanted the 3, but the defender was right in his face, trying to lose the defender. Then he gets double teamed out of this zone defense. So now they'll work it over right side. Gabe Garrett with it. Delane Josie back to the basket. He gets in traffic. Forces it up. It goes. Shot clock violation.
Shot clock.
Yeah, they worked and worked and worked and couldn't get it. So now we have a shoe tie hold here. 3:29 to play in the first half. North Idaho with a 27-22 lead.
And now it looks like Portland's gone zone.
Well, and it worked that time because they get the turnover. So Portland brings it up. Powell to Hicks. Baseline Garrett. No. And the rebound is going to be grabbed by North Idaho.
It's crazy. Little things like that. You think that's not that big a deal. They just switched the zone. But now I've got to get out of my comfort zone of what I've been doing for 15 minutes of the game. And it's hard to make sure that 5 guys are all on the same page. Of course, when you're 6'11", and there's nobody around there, just throw it to him.
Rule number, throw it to the big
Throw
guy.
it to the big guy.
Seth Christians with a dunk, and it's 29-22. Basketball really is a simple game, isn't it?
It can be, yeah. You just have to remind yourself of that a lot.
Yeah, we're going to run this, we're going to run that,
Yeah.
we're going to do this.
And all
we're
these
gonna
nice plays.
you just get it to the big guy. Why? Because he's bigger than everybody. Well, I shared off air. Len Bone, long time at Snohomish High School. He said, you know, when John Brockman played for us, I was really a good coach. Throw it to the big guy.
Amazing how that works.
That's right. Well, you saw him score 55 against.
I did, and he didn't make us look like we knew what we were doing.
And yeah, if you talk to him, there is not a nicer guy.
Oh, he's a super guy. Really, really a good guy, yeah.
I always liked the fact that, talking about John Brockman when he played for the Huskies, and they would kind of choose up sides, and no one wanted to play against him because he never knew the off position. He was diving for a ball during gym rat time.
And really, a cool story about John is he came up to one of our Spartan hoop camps while he was at the University of Washington. Ryan Appleby was there, and I asked Ryan to come up one day if he could do that, and he agreed, but I didn't know that John would come up. And that's just, obviously a couple years prior, a big rival school, but just the way he's wired and the way he thinks, he wanted to come up and that just made the kids' day. I mean, kids are in line. We had parents coming out trying to get a picture with him. No joke. It was right after both of them were on the front page of Sports Illustrated.
Right.
And just speaks to what kind of guy he is, and that's something that, doesn't even appear on his radar, right? But I think so many people in Stanwood will remember that forever. Really a cool gesture.
Well, not many years later, he's playing in the NBA.
Yeah, right?
This Raekwon Evans puts it up. No, won't go. Rebound, grab down for Portland. Grabbed by KJ Bosco. Portland down by 7, so they're staying there. North Idaho would like to put some distance up there. Portland's not allowing them to do that.
I mean, 12 turnovers, 3 for 16 from the field, and you're only down 7. going to the line to cut it to less. And I think if you were to ask Coach, hey, here's the situation going into halftime, like I said, you have 12 turnovers and you're only down 7 with a chance to put it to 5 here with a minute to go.
So KJ Bosco will go to the free throw line for Portland. And a foul is going to be called here on Seth Christians, his first personal, 8th team foul. First free throw no good for KJ Bosco. He'll get another.
We talked about both teams scoring, coming in at 87 points a game for North Idaho, 85 for Portland. We're at 29-22 in the first half. I think the first half under's going to hit.
You're still in Las Vegas mode.
Yeah.
I didn't see the pari-mutuel window on the way in. There was coming up on 1 minute to play in the first half. A 29-23 lead for North Idaho. As they'll work it, looking for underneath. They were looking for Potts Woods, didn't get it. Here's a step through. Frank Norman comes up short and won't go. Look cool, didn't work. Evans lost the handle, out of bounds. Oh, and they're going to say,
I think a Portland player tipped it out from behind him.
Just barely.
Just barely.
So it will be 24 on the shot clock, 39 on the first half clock. And North Idaho, Ashante Potts Woods. Long outside 3. Won't go. It's going to be a miss. Miss out there by Keegan Crosby. And it'll be Portland basketball. They'll play for 1 shot. Or will they? 15-14 to go. Holding the ball. It looks like they will. Norman. Hicks. Bosco. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Norman. Bosco at the 2-second mark. Rattles home a 3 ball. It's a big shot.
And all that, it's a 3-point game. Momentum has shifted. You didn't play the best half, I would think, and you're only down 3 points. I think there's a lot of positives for Portland going in compared to what it was 6 minutes ago.
So there's your halftime score. North Idaho 29, Portland 26. Our halftime features coming up here. You're watching the NWAC Basketball Championships on STSPN.com.
Red Lion Hotels Corporation is built to thrive. With innovative programming and in-the-know staff, our hotel brands offer guests great stays and a chance to immerse in local culture. Red Lion Hotels and Red Lion Inn and Suites are better than ever. For travelers who want to get lost and discover adventure, we open the door to the best local experiences. We have reinvented the loyalty program. Introducing Hello Rewards, the first recognition-based loyalty program that encourages members to go further, fly higher, travel better, with tailor-made rewards. And we're not stopping yet. Presenting Hotel RL, our newest hotel brand. Inspired by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest, an uplifting, relaxed atmosphere, a staff that loves what they do. For adventurers at heart, Hotel RL will inspire an amazing journey. Our future has never been brighter. 3 strong brands, an expanding portfolio, industry-leading innovation with turnkey solutions, simple fee structures, areas of protection, continued support from day one. We make partnerships easy. Reach a new breed of traveler with RLHC.
Welcome back to Everett Community College. The Final Four for the men going on now. The Final Four for the women are coming up. Game 1 of the Final Four for the women will be the Umpqua Riverhawks and the Bellevue Bulldogs. A couple of Umpqua Riverhawks are here. Let's meet the players. Tell where you're from and what's your name.
I'm from Umpqua and my name's Jordan Stotler.
Are you
Roseburg, Oregon.
From Roseburg, Oregon. Okay. And tell me about Umpqua Community College.
It's a great place, and it's nice because we're both from Roseburg, so we're playing at home, and it's just super homey and nice.
Tell me who you are.
I'm Taylor Strickland, also from Roseburg.
Tell me the decision to go to Umpqua.
Well, my dad is actually the coach.
Well, so you're a legacy.
Yeah, so my decision was pretty easy to go play for him.
And now you're playing in the Final Four, chance to play for the championship. Tell me about the Bellevue Bulldogs.
They're a good team. They're going to give us a good game, and we're going to go out there and, do what we do and play our best, and we'll see how it goes.
So here's your chance. Tell me about Coach.
Dave. Well, he's been my coach for like several years now too, club ball, and he knows what he's doing, and we don't question him because he's been around for a while.
Now wait a minute. You must question him.
I question him about things outside of basketball. Okay. Basketball related, he has the ultimate say-so and everything.
Well, ladies, good luck today. There you go. That's Jordan Stotler and Taylor Strickland from Umpqua. They're going to play in the Final Four and the NWAC Championships on STSPN.com.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye? That when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question. Did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid? See ya! Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
The women's Final Four coming up, and the first game will be between Umpqua Riverhawks and the Bellevue Bulldogs. A couple of Bellevue Bulldogs with us now. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
My name is Molly Dixon. I'm from Seattle.
What high school?
Bishop Blanchette.
Bishop Blanchette. And what's your name?
I'm Brenda Cotto, and I went to Bothell High School.
Tell me about the decision to go to BCC. Now, in my day, I went to BCC, and it was BCC. Now it's Bellevue College.
I just went to an open gym one day, and I really liked the atmosphere and the girls, and decided that I wanted to continue to play basketball.
Same for you, or what was your decision like?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a really competitive group of girls, and I really enjoyed it.
Now, Umpqua played in the championship in the Final Four last year. What do you know about the Umpqua Riverhawks?
Umpqua's a pretty big team. They're competitive. They play hard. They like to go up in the post. They can shoot as well, so they're a good team.
Did you see their post player that was just here? She's big.
Yeah, she's big.
And in fact, we've been talking about the game that we're doing here, the men's game. Basketball is really pretty simple, right? In guys' terms, get it into the big guy, get it into the big girl. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So So who's going to win this your game?
We're going to win.
There you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. We're ready to go. Molly Dixon, Brenda Cotto, Bellevue Bulldogs against Umpqua coming up here on STSPN.com.
Historic, unique, exciting. As challenges continue to test the mettle of Americans, your community has to depend on willing citizens just like you to answer the call and respond to local disasters and other times of crisis. You may be surprised to find out who we are and what we do. In fact, it could actually be your story too. The Air National Guard.
From the arrival of the first colonies in the New World until today, communities across America have depended on their own local patriotic citizens to be available for extraordinary challenges as a part-time militia guard. For over 300 years, they have been in every war and rushed to the scene of every natural disaster. At the turn of the 20th century, when airplanes were used for various military needs, the state National Guard units flew for domestic use as well as preparing for wartime needs.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
It soon became clear that the professional use of aircraft was very important to the United States. After World War II, Congress created the United States Air Force and transformed the aviation units at local guard units into the Air National Guard. Now, in more than 130 communities across the United States, the Air National Guard covers a wide variety of jobs, nearly 200 part-time and full-time career opportunities. Each location can host any number of unique missions, and each one of these missions includes many exciting jobs waiting for you to master.
As our name suggests, air means you could be involved with aviation efforts, including space and cyberspace, volunteering for both state and federal needs. An excellent example is the Combat Air Patrol mission. The units assigned to this vital mission have fighters that are on alert, ready to scramble at a moment's notice, protecting local communities from aircraft entering unauthorized airspace. But not just pilots are involved. Munition specialists, aircraft mechanics, and airfield operations specialists are needed to keep these missions flying.
Nowadays, everything is very high quality electronics and very digitized. So what I do is I maintain and make sure these F-16s have the correct components, have the highest upgraded digital systems installed.
In recent years, through remote technologies, serving overseas may actually take place at your local Air Guard unit. You could be protecting ground troops overseas or carrying out other missions through remote piloted aircraft and space satellite operations. As a part of the elite battlefield airmen units, you could be selected and trained to operate alongside all other special operations forces. With your rigorous training and exceptional talents, you could be expected to go beyond the front lines, identifying enemy targets, protecting troop movements against ambushes, and rescuing military and civilian personnel trapped behind enemy lines. The Air Guard also has several units where medics are trained and involved in aeromedical evacuation, a specialized flying triage mission, stabilizing and protecting military members and civilians injured during any number of conflicts or natural disasters. And since all of these operations occur in the air, a variety of weather specialists, from traditional weather forecasting all the way to battlefield weather specialists, are needed to ensure operations are conducted safely and successfully.
We are the Air National Guard, and national means that you will be serving our local communities and states by responding to the needs of your state's governor as well as national interests. We have the unique honor of being on the front lines of protecting and responding to the American homeland and its needs. You will be challenged and tested using the skills you learned in the Air National Guard to respond to emergencies from local flooding relief to attacks here in the United States. As a battlefield airman at home, direct rescue operations to fellow Americans in distress is a duty that you are proud to carry out, as they rely on your quick thinking and extensive training to return them to their loved ones safely. Or you could be on the front line, using your extensive medical training to triage your neighbors and help transport them across the country to hospitals in our Homeland Response Force.
I fly on a HA-60 Pavewalk helicopter as an engineer. I could end the answer there and it would be pretty cool. Flying is awesome. On top of it, our mission is rescue, which is, in my humble opinion, there is no better mission than putting your life on the line for somebody else.
Our Red Horse and engineering units can use your dedication to do everything from clearing the way for emergency routes, rescuing people in buildings, and rebuilding runways to keep the rescue efforts moving. You could also be a vital link to essential services as you assist in the logistics, coordination, and direct distribution of food, shelter, and basic necessities to emergency workers.
And welcome back here to Everett Community College, the NWAC Championships, men basketball, and it's North Idaho leading Portland 29-26 here at halftime, getting set for the second half to get underway. What jumps off the stat page for you, Zach
Well, just
Ward?
kind of referenced it as we went to break there for halftime. 12 turnovers for Portland and 4 of 17 from 3. Of course, a big one there to end the half, and you're only down 3 points. So I think I kind of recalibrate here. You're not in too big of a hole. You're playing for a chance to play in the title game tomorrow night. You know, both teams are in a great spot. I think both teams would be more comfortable scoring more. And
I would say low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Talk about, and you do it at the high school level, doesn't matter what level and what sport really. When you get to the postseason, how much do you crank up the intensity level, or do you have to as a coach?
I think, I don't think you have to. And I try and just keep it the same. I don't want the kids to think too much about it. We try and do a lot of the same things that we do all season long. And so part of that is you probably do some of that during the season in terms of points of emphasis, or I don't want to throw their schedule all off to where they're thinking about things too much.
Well, how about that? Outside three ball up and good for KJ Bosco, and for the second time in the ball game, we're tied. North Idaho had as much as a 10-point lead, and it's 29-29 now. Low-scoring game. North Idaho's had the only lead in the ball game. Portland has not led, and now North Idaho trying to retake the lead here. North Idaho moving to our left in the gray uniforms. Outside three ball that won't go for Potts Woods, and Portland will bring it down. Chance for their first lead in the ball game. Norman feeds it right back to Lane Josie.
The old school give and go right there. And they have the lead.
Only our first lead change of the ball game. Yeah, isn't that right? Old school give and go.
Old school give and go.
Here's a little runner that's up and good.
Nice drive.
And that's Burkett with the bucket. Jalen Burkett, 31-31. Outside through, I think it was a 2, but it won't go anyway. It's none if it doesn't go through. Dribbling in. Boy, left his hands late, didn't it?
It did. Right back down the lane, attacking, no hesitation.
And Charles
I'm
Williams.
wondering if that, I thought the block was late. I thought it might have been a goaltend. He did get the shot off. It was obviously in the act of shooting.
Yeah, they're going to say 2 shots here.
They're going to say no.
Yeah, everything happened late under the hoop,
yeah.
I thought.
And then when it first happened, I thought, boy, that was late. But
Williams, free throw number 1 is good. So Portland now down by 1. They had their first lead there for just a moment. Next one by Williams is no good. Bosco with the rebound. Quickly up the floor. Norman has it in front of the Portland bench across the way from us. Bosco. Richard. Feed it down to Josie. In there a long time. I was waiting for the whistle for the 3 seconds. And here's an off-balance shot. Brendan Richard kind of got in trouble underneath there. Here's Raekwon Evans goes in.
Boy.
Wow.
A lot of contact, nothing.
What are they going to – we've got into the Gatorade jug on the far side and players off the floor, and why there wasn't a foul called in that just a moment ago. Can we go back and look at that one?
The official gave the straight-up look, so they obviously felt that he was straight up, no contact, or at least contact was not initiated.
There wasn't. There wasn't no contact.
Right.
For the double negative.
They keep the ball. We're all good.
Dribbling in. Now there is a foul.
This start of the second half has the feel that we had at the start of the game. A lot of animated responses to every whistle.
Yeah, it really settled down, didn't it, after the first 5 minutes? See if it does here, or this may just be that way the rest of the way.
It might be.
Now, Ashante Potts Woods has not gotten up. And I think did you get it punched in the gut or something? I don't think it's an extremity problem, like a turned ankle or something.
And we've got teams going to their benches. I didn't see a timeout called. I saw a foul called.
Let's take a look here. What we're seeing on the inbounds here, and then a push, and that's Woods out there. And then he went into traffic, and then he got
a shoulder or an arm or
almost self-inflicted. So I think they went to the monitor. They're going to say, we're good, let's go. This has been an interesting day of officiating that is just
boy, you know, in this day and age, so many people are always all over the officials.
Yeah.
And I don't see a lot of people saying, hey, you know what, I want to become an official.
Well, you know what? They're short of officials at every level.
Well, yeah, and you don't really wonder why. Who wants to go out there and just get hammered by everybody in the stand? It's rarely, unless out of sarcasm, that somebody says, hey, great call.
Right.
You know, so.
This is Jalen Burkett at the free throw line. Made the first, missed the second. The lead is 2 for North Idaho, 33-31. We've only played not even 2.5 minutes of the, or not even 3 minutes of this second half. Norman got
great
underneath it. Josie.
Good job.
Lane
nice
Josie.
job to create on his own and to draw that help defense and wrap around instead of trying to force up a tough 2. Found his big man in the lane.
Tied for the 4th time. North Idaho with the basketball, McLaughlin. They work it inside. Oh, a near steal. Then taking it back was Burkett. Corner jumper for 3 that won't go. A miss in the corner there by Charles Williams. And the Panthers with it. Chance for only their second lead in the ball game. Frank Norman out of Benson High School in Portland. He'll shoot a 3 and put in a 3. And Portland has their biggest lead of the game, up by 3, 36-33. Now North Idaho's kind of slowed things down. Gentlemen, let's make sure we're all on the same page, says Raekwon Evans. Looking inside. Williams. Now to Raekwon Evans. 5 to shoot. Evans on the dribble. Corner jumper by Williams. It's good. Charles Williams with the bucket. and it's a 36-36 tie. 5 ties in the ball game. Long outside three won't go. Bosco gets the rebound.
Yep.
And they will call the foul here. So the blocking foul called. It's going to be on Raekwon Evans, his first personal foul. And for North Idaho, their first team foul. Portland basketball out of bounds, fresh 30 on the shot clock. Frank Norman calling the play, looking for a screen. Doesn't really use it, puts up a 3 ball that won't go. And another board here for North Idaho. Runner, Evans was closed off there. That was blocked by Josie. Grabbed in the corner by McLaughlin. 15 on the shot clock. Evans directs traffic. Goes to Williams. Back to Evans again. Elevates for a 3. Good.
Nice job there. You saw the ball reversal a couple times there, making the zone shift from sideline to sideline, something that seems so easy to say and to want kids to do, but really hard sometimes to get them to do it. You saw the benefits there. The whole zone shifted towards the bench side, skip pass, wide open 3 for your leading scorer. How many points did he have last Sunday?
47.
Find him.
Over his shoulder, then the shot on the way from outside that won't go. A miss by by Richard. Grabbed by North Idaho. Swatted by Bosco. Body's on the floor, and a foul is going to be called. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor with 14:56 to play in the game. It's North Idaho 39, Portland 36. You're watching the NWAC Championships on STSPN.com.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you, for them, Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? The answer, we have cutting-edge technology, and we'll teach you how to use it. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. Welcome back to EVCC here on North Broadway in Everett, Washington. Glad you're with us here for the NWAC Final Four for the men. The women coming up. Umpqua and Bellevue in Game 1, Walla Walla and Big Bend in Game 2. But here we're still a ways away from deciding the second participant in tomorrow's championship game. Peninsula, the first participant from a win earlier today over Lynn Benton. Portland and North Idaho battling now. The first free throw good, and another one upcoming here. Opens up a 4-point lead for North Idaho. And that is good. So Portland with it, down by 5. Frank Norman. Get to the lane, Josie. Looking for Rutherford cutting through there. Go in the corner to Bosco, back to Josie. Runner, they're going to say no. I think it happened on the floor.
Going to call it before.
So called on the floor before the shot, so out of bounds at the baseline. Reset the shot clock to 20 in the inbounds here. Terrell Hicks, Bosco, 3-ball, too long. And a foul off the rebound. The rebound high in the air was Jalen Burkett to grab it, and then he got hit. And who do they get? Frank Norman with the foul on Portland. His third personal foul. and the 4th team foul. So North Idaho basketball with a 5-point lead. Change directions is Williams. Little runner, a leaner by Burkett, won't go. Who's got it? It's going to be grabbed by Portland. Rutherford with the rebound to Norman. Bosco kicked it back out.
And now both teams have gone back to man-to-man. So again, changing defenses, I think, a big key here.
Outside 3. Not much of defense you can do there.
Well, no, but that's, again, I mean, just little things. Inside, the defense collapsed, kick out, 3-point shooter. And they're obviously not afraid to put up threes.
Is anyone afraid of putting up threes?
Well, you're right.
From sea to shining sea, if the threes are going up.
I should say 3-point attempts definitely part of their offense. They have 25 3-point attempts so far, and we still have 13 minutes to go.
Little up fake, going in closer, then leaving it there for a two-handed. Yep.
Great pass off the glass. That's one of those that I don't think that was the intention, but you just got to sell it later.
Seth Christians with the bucket, answering at the other end. An offline 3 attempt by Rutherford won't go. Quickly up the floor comes North Idaho. Stop and pop, and bang, down it goes for Charles Williams. Revolting turning of events here for Portland as North Idaho's jumped back out to a 7-point lead at 46-39. Norman, corner Hicks, dumps it for Josie. Oh, they're going to call a foul first.
Call a block on the pass.
I think maybe Charles Williams. No, check it. It's going to be on Christians. Picks up the foul. His 3rd personal foul, 3rd team foul, so he has to go to the bench. Seth Christians out of Broadview High School in Lavina, Utah. 6'11" sophomore. Looking to throw it in with 20 on the shot clock. Terrell Hicks.
Great play.
Yep, got it on the backdoor lob into Rutherford.
It's a play we saw earlier in the game, first half, where they reverse the ball to the side, and actually the ball side post player reverses and screens the outside of the zone opposite. Really tough to match up and guard. But kind of what we talked about earlier, just throw it up to the big guy.
Get it into the big guy. There's a miss there by Ian McLaughlin, but not a miss there. That's Bosco with 11 points in the ball game. KJ Bosco closes it to 2. Now the ball goes out of bounds. Portland says they want it. I think the officials says, nah, stay on this end. North Idaho is going to keep it. So it was a 7-point lead. Suddenly, bang, zoom, it's a 2-point lead.
Yeah.
So out of bounds baseline at 23 in the shot clock. 12:04 to go in the second half. They'll swing it around to Keegan Crosby. Working it around the perimeter here. 10 on the shot clock. Long outside 3-ball attempt that will not go. And a rebound controlled here by
I
Portland.
think you find KJ Bosco again here. We had the backdoor dunk, wide open 3. Let's get him another look. Boom.
There you go.
Yep. He's in the zone right now. I think there's got to be a must touch the basketball rule in effect.
Our 3rd lead change of the ball game. Portland leads it here 47-46.
And he's got their last 8.
Looking inside. Now down low. Turn around. Up. No good. It's going to be a
find 20.
Yep. I would think if you're a defender, it would be 5. Now a blocking foul is going to be called. On the defense, too, right? You got to find 20.
Yeah, if you're the coach, you're saying find 20. They're in man-to-man defense. I would say he doesn't get a look. He doesn't get to touch it. And, different coaches have probably different philosophies on there. I think one thing we would probably do at the high school level is we would get up and just full deny him and let's try 4-on-4.
Inbounds for Portland. Boy, clearing out some space for himself. There was Gabe Garrett. They came away. Oh, and then Bosco and Ashanti Woods kind of push and shove a little bit. Saved from going out of bounds. Now to Raekwon Evans off the window and in and one for Raekwon Evans. So that gives North Idaho back the lead. And it will be the 4th personal foul on Lane Josie. It's one of their big guys that has to come out now with 4 personal fouls. What's your philosophy on 3 fouls, 4 fouls, how late, how early in the ball game, when do you bring them back, all that?
Well, I think it changes game to game and kind of flow of the game, and sometimes it changes on the type of player. But that being said, I'm not 2 fouls in the first quarter does not mean you sit the whole half. I think you just have to be a little strategic on when they play. Same thing in the second half. You get your 4th now. I think that's definitely the right move in a 1-point game to pull them out. There's still 10 minutes to go.
48-47 North Idaho. Portland with the basketball. Hicks goes in. Too hard off the front of the iron. No good. Rebound cleared out by North Idaho. Evans thought better of it. Now he says, now I'll do it, and goes in.
Taking over a little bit here. We saw this from Bosco for Portland. Now we see the leading scorer for the North Idaho College team taking over the last 2 possessions, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get some kind of isolation on this possession.
And the ball goes out of bounds. A turnover by Portland. It'll be North Idaho basketball. And you mentioned about the fouls, and you said depending on the player too. Some guys you don't even have to tell them.
Yeah, I know. Sure, you don't have to tell them, but sometimes and a call like that where he was a little animated and didn't feel like he got a just call there. I don't want him to do a snap call on the next one. He just fouls a guy because he's frustrated and all of a sudden he's got to come out.
North Idaho. Potts Woods. Up and good. Thought he was going to kick it back out. He just turned around and changed direction and went right back in for it. Back out to a 5-point lead for the Cardinals of North Idaho. And a steal. Going down, Williams in, laying good. You can kind of tell the Portland coach is waiting for that under 5 timeout.
I just thought the same thing on that steal, like get a timeout here, but I think he is waiting.
That's where the
oh boy.
Yeah,
you got to get one here if there's a lay-in, I would think.
Going in. A strip, but no, they're going to say just out of bounds. And that'll bring us to the media timeout. So let's take a break. 9:12 to go. Still anybody's ball game. North Idaho with a 7-point lead, 54-47, right here at STSPN.com.
Strong.
I won't give up.
I put my heart into the game.
I learned from my mistakes.
Focus.
Determination.
Confidence.
I trust my gut.
No limits.
Preparation.
Dedication.
Leadership.
I want to make my team and family proud.
And be an inspiration for other girls who like sports.
Join the movement.
STCU salutes the community colleges of Washington for helping students achieve their educational and career goals for more than 50 years. When it comes to your financial goals, join the not-for-profit financial cooperative that serves members throughout Washington. STCU, the Spokane Teachers Credit Union. Officials over at the bench for some type of review, taking a look at the monitor. You asked a question when we were off, whether the coaches or the officials like.
I wonder. I mean, I really wonder, as opposed to, nope, that's the call and that's the way we're going, move on. I think if you watch the NFL, it's almost ruined a lot of the NFL games to where we don't even know what the right, I mean, you might say it's a catch, I might say it's not a catch, and depending on opinion of somebody, we could both be right.
Let's take a look here. Are they worried about whether that was a foul?
I don't think you can go to replay to see if they should have called a foul or not. I believe, of course, with replay, like we talked about the NFL, there's so many rules on what you can look at and what you can't. But I think it's scoring and timing. And then, of course, the extracurricular stuff that we saw earlier.
Right. Yep. So here we go. 47-54. There's Evans.
Wow, nice aggressive take.
Raekwon Evans just went around every defender and laid it up and in, and opens up a 9-point lead. They've led by as much as 10 in the ball game. Portland had the lead just a couple of minutes ago, and that evaporated. Frank Norman. They'll dump to Rutherford. Almost triple team. Bosco's on the floor. Have I mentioned lately, and maybe I've never mentioned to you, about calling a timeout when something like that's happening?
You don't think you should be able to?
No.
I know.
And I don't think the coach should be able to call timeout anyway.
Well, now that's one I could get on board with, to where it's all about the players. And
in play. I mean, if it's a timeout, yeah, I want a timeout. But,
Right. Or maybe at only certain stages.
Yeah.
You watch, like we talked about earlier, like with different levels of basketball. And if you watch European basketball, I want to say that maybe you can't call a timeout after a made basket by the other team. It's a live ball still. It's weird to me that you can call a timeout either after you score, right, when it's the other team's ball.
Right.
I don't know. I couldn't call timeout if we gave them the ball at half court on a sideline inbounds. As a defending team, I couldn't say, "Oh, I see what they're running timeout." Right.
Right.
That's always been one that I would like to see that you could not do. But
and I saw it at least once, if not twice, this year, of the made basket tweet timeout, and he didn't call timeout. But the official, he was just,
sure. They're on guard, and he's calling out a defensive call or whatever.
Right.
And confuse it. Maybe it's a hand signal that looks like a timeout. Yeah, you're right. And even when the timeout's not awarded, it's a stoppage in play, and now you're able to set up. And
so the Peninsula Pirates are awaiting the winner of this ball game. Well, this was a 2-point lead for Portland just like 5 minutes ago, wasn't it?
Was.
In real time.
And game flow has just really gone the other way. It seems like we were just talking about an 8-0 run for Portland, and then North Idaho said, hold on a second, we've had our own little run coming.
So here we go, out of bounds, baseline for Portland. That's Norman. He missed the lay-in, and he will have to earn him at the free throw line, fouled on the way in.
And it is really getting physical inside. You saw there in that baseline out of bounds there, guys are just holding and leaning on each other.
Charles Williams called for the foul, his first personal foul. First free throw is good for Frank Norman out of Benson High School in Portland, Oregon.
Interested to see what Portland does defensively here after this make or miss free throw. If they go back to the zone or if they want to stick with the man. It looks like they are staying man-to-man.
56-49. The lead is 7. That's Keegan Crosby. Oh, almost lost the handle on it. The ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, tough possession there.
I'm not sure you want your big guys handling the ball like that.
Yeah, and he did do the dribble handoff, but went through his teammate's legs and right back to him. Looks like the defender reached in, threw it off his leg, and Portland basketball.
This is Norman. Kind of uses the left offhand. Then he fed it in the corner for a 3-ball. Joe Morales put it up and in. Now it's a 4-point ball game. Williams. Out of Crosby. Bounces it down low. North Idaho kind of not looking like everybody's on the same page there, and that's going to be a lost possession and a steal there. Grabbed by Cameron Rutherford for Portland. Empty possession there for North Idaho. Didn't they look disjointed?
For sure they did. No, you're right, for sure.
Backing in.
Oh.
Norman twice. Block foul call. Blocking foul is going to be called on Ashante Potts-Woods. And boy, the official wanted to make sure that he was going to call the block too, because he
He wanted you to know that the block was called and the bucket was good.
That's right. So it's 56-54 with a free throw coming up here for Frank Norman.
And again, the flow of the game, right? A game of runs. We were just talking, and now it's a one-point game.
Yeah, it was a 3-point lead for Portland. Then it was back out to an 8-point lead for North Idaho. Now back to a 1-point lead for North Idaho with 7.5 to go. Anybody's ball game, a chance to play at the championship tomorrow for the NWAC. Charles Williams looking, starts the dribble. 10 on the shot clock now.
Got the mismatch here, got the switch.
Little spin move, split the defense. Look cool, didn't go.
Yeah.
Jalen Burkett, here's a chance for Portland to take the lead. Bosco, still in rhythm? No, he's not, it won't go. Missed that time.
I think that's the look they wanted, though.
Yeah.
He ran straight to the corner. They pushed the ball up and found him wide open three. I think they'll take that.
Williams looking for a screen. Goes in, little double pump and one for Charles Williams. Let's go back to the previous possession. You like the shot in the corner by Bosco.
Yeah, you know, I think that's part of their offense that we've seen where in transition, he's running straight to those spots. And I do like that it was an early offense, and it wasn't a field where he settled for it, where he kind of got it, looked around, oh, okay, I'll shoot it. I mean, he caught it, and we all knew that it was going up. Shows me that that's a shot they've rehearsed plenty of times this year.
Joe Morales with a foul, his first personal, 6th team foul. Free throw good for Williams. The lead is 4 points at 59-55.
Big point there. Portland never took the lead. They went on the run, got it to 1. Good answer by North Idaho to push it back out to 4.
Nice pass to Bosco. Back over for another 3. That one won't go. A miss there by Morales. And now Bosco's kind of tangling up over there with Ian McLaughlin.
I feel like anytime a whistle happens, I need to start looking off ball and seeing what's going to happen here.
Yeah, don't look away.
No.
7th team foul. So the foul is going to mean free throws on the other end into the bonus. And North Idaho's Ashante Potts-Woods will go to the stripe. 4-point lead for North Idaho at the 6:21 mark. Okay, Potts-Woods at the line. Free throw number 1 is good. I haven't figured what that is on his left shoulder. Is that?
I'm not sure. Looks like maybe some kind of prior injury.
Some kind of pad of some description. So
the way this game's been going, it could have been from this game.
That's right. That's exactly right. The lead is 6 points, 61-55. Low-scoring game. Coming up on 6 minutes to play. Backdoor lob for Rutherford. Not sure that's where you want to go. Rutherford goes to the deck, so I guess it's going to probably work out. Oh. So it'll be baseline out of bounds here for Portland.
Are they going to call it on the shot? Or are we shooting 1-and-1?
I guess we're in the 1-and-1. So we're in the 1-and-1. Rutherford will go to the free throw line. The official called the foul, and then he pointed to the baseline, but I think he was.
Must be 1-and-1.
Yep. Bonus time now for both teams. Cameron Rutherford at the line. Missed the first. Missed the only. And here is Raekwon Evans. Kind of squeezed his way through 4 or 5 defenders. Williams with it. 16 on the shot clock. The lead is 61-55. Taking some time here. Potts-Woods.
Refused the screen with the left. Nice take.
Took it in himself.
And now he's got it going a little bit. So it's almost like that baton was passed from Evans. Now Woods is taking over a little bit for North Idaho.
Bosco in traffic, put it up, off balance, won't go, and a rebound by Potts-Woods. He'll bring it up, lob it forward. Back out, they'll set up the half-court offense. Raekwon Evans with it. Oh, they're going to call a moving screen. They're going to call the moving screen there on Seth Christians, I believe. That's his 4th personal foul. And what happens a lot on the moving screens is it's not necessarily the guy that set the screen's fault.
A lot of times it's not his fault, and I think you saw that there where the guy with the ball was just a little too quick coming off of it, and that in this case the big guy's in a tough spot.
You got to leave him hanging out to dry.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry about that, dude. There's a runner by Norman, no, but the follow-up by Lane Josie is there. Don't you love guys that follow?
Man, just working hard and kind of almost – he's your teammate, but you're anticipating the miss, and you're doing that just puts you in the right spot at the right time. And, you know, how many times has he done that tonight in this game and probably didn't get rewarded with the putback but was in that spot. Maybe the ball went in or it was a different kind of rebound.
Potts Woods goes in. Well, we talked about him earlier in the broadcast about John Brockman, who played at Snohomish and then at UW. He made a career.
It's a mentality.
Being there to follow up.
It's a mentality, and some kids have it and some kids don't. And, you know, honestly, it wouldn't work if every kid had it, you know.
Right.
But you've got to find those ones that do have it, and they're okay with doing all that work. And like I said, the ball went in, or, you know, the rebound went the other way and you weren't able to get it, but you were in correct position. Rebounding's an art. It's not a skill in terms of, you know, always being able to be stronger or faster or jump higher. We've seen plenty of examples of rebounders at every level of this game that just are smarter and put themselves in a spot to succeed.
4:33 to go. We'll take a break. North Idaho 63, Portland 57, STSPN.com.
Tennessee got beat today.
Wow.
As certified jumpers, divers, and survival experts, Special Forces are dropped behind enemy lines to train foreign fighters, carry out covert missions, or prevent future conflicts. These soldiers live for the challenge, highly trained and highly intelligent. Special Forces soldiers are the best of the best.
Four minutes and 33 seconds to play. One of these teams is going to play Peninsula tomorrow here at Everett Community College for the men's NWAC championship.
It's now time. I mean, it's a 6-point game, 4 minutes left, 4.5 minutes left for Portland.
Inbounds here. Potts Woods way up by the center line, down to 5 on the shot clock. So Potts Woods goes in, then has the ball stripped away. I'm going to say jump ball.
Oh, man. What a tough break there. Don't get possession, obviously, with the
the arrow's going to favor North Idaho.
And even with the shot clock situation, who knows what kind of shot they would have put up in that spot. Unfortunately, you get the jump ball call. Does Portland get the ball?
Yeah. No.
I think it's North Idaho ball.
It should be North Idaho ball.
Yeah. It's North Idaho ball.
That's
now, at college, do they reset the shot clock? They might not. I think if you keep possession, which there's another change, right? High school to college. I love this rule.
Yep.
You don't penalize the defense.
So here we go. Catch and shoot. Launch it. That's not probably what you wanted to do. To Norman going in, laying no good. Well, I guess it worked out. Rebound by North Idaho. Cardinals with it. Raekwon Evans was looking for an and one. It's going to be and none, and he's going to have to go to the free throw line and earn them. Rutherford called for the foul, his second personal foul. Both teams at 8 team fouls. And a free throw here is good for Raekwon Evans. Evans with 22, so not quite to half of what he had against Everett CC a week ago.
And a player that shoots 83% from the free throw line, almost 84. I expect to see the ball in his hands many of the possessions here in the last 4 minutes.
Hit them both. And the lead is at 8 points, 65-57, 4:18 to go. Clock starting to become a factor here. Portland, I would think, would need a little bit of sense of urgency. Lane Josie. They don't seem to have a sense of urgency yet. Bosco does.
There we go.
And he urgently put in a 3 ball and closes it to a 5-point lead. Potts Woods brings it up. He had the hot hand a little while ago. And he almost lost the handle on it.
Still only a 5-point game with 3.5 to go. Lots of time left.
Evans goes into traffic, knocked down, ball out of bounds. Last touch by Portland. North Idaho has it. No foul there?
Tough no call there, but again, you get possession, you get the ball.
And they've been letting them play all night long.
For sure, I totally agree.
Inbounds, another long inbounds pass. Off balance and rattles it in. Jalen Burkett, 67-60. Backing in Rutherford off the window and in.
Nice.
5 points. Coming up on 3:15 to play. Evans chested, gets it way outside screen, takes it himself off the glass, too hard, no good. Josie had it, then taken by Rutherford for Portland. Down by 5, here come the Panthers.
Oh, he wanted to shoot that good extra pass.
Down to the side, it won't go. Missed by Hicks. Cleared by North Idaho. Evans.
Oh, charge.
Charge? Yep. No, they're going to say count the basket. Oh, offensive foul. No, it will be an offensive charge.
He did call the charge. Okay.
There for a second, I thought he was doing like this to say count the basket.
It looked like the count. It sure did.
So no, in fact, the official book man over there said no basket, right? No basket.
A clarifying question. No basket, right?
So 67-62, 2:44 to go.
Just a 2-possession game here. Playing for your season. Playing for a chance to get a title.
Here's Norman. Bosco. Yeah, that last possession he really wanted to shoot, but he had a defender right in his face.
Right.
Now to Lane Josie.
Oh, great pass.
Look pass. Oh! Couldn't get it to go. Could not get it to go off that beautiful pass. Now here's Evans. He's knocked around like a pinball. And it's going to be KJ Bosco picking up the foul. 1-and-1 coming up. They're beckoning the towel boy out there. Was it last night on one of the NC2A games? They showed there was a baseline shot, and the players are coming this way, and the kid was out.
For sure, he had to get out of the way in a hurry.
And he's just like in front of the camera, like diving, diving for safety. You get hazard pay for being the towel boy on the baseline. Missed it. Missed it. Raekwon Evans.
He doesn't do that much.
And a timeout called.
Good timeout there.
Take a break. Portland calls a timeout. It's North Idaho 67, Portland 62. Anybody's ball game on STSBN.com. What?
The Ramblers.
Ramblers. We've had Retrievers and the Ramblers.
The Retrievers and the Ramblers.
So the Retrievers and the Ramblers have won.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the hard part is name the school.
Yeah, that's right.
And I want to know if you know what UMBC stands for, right?
University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
Yeah, nice work.
That one I do know.
You must have watched that game last night.
I did, but I knew it before,
okay.
Actually. Something else, I can't remember what else happened there, but something at UMBC. Here's a miss by Lane Josie. Here we've got NIC leading a PCC. 67-62. 2 minutes to play. Runner by Evans steps to the 4 and
Big
puts
bucket,
it in.
Pushes it to 7 now, minute 50 to go. A little bit of urgency has to set in now for Portland.
Ooh, that's not going to help. Ball goes out of bounds. Turnover.
So now I think you see a case where NIC gets the ball and really works a good possession here. We talked earlier about, as a coach, when you start playing that game of how many stops am I going to need, and that number is going to really go down if you can soak 25 seconds off here and we can get this game under 120 before Portland gets the ball back.
Or do you take a foul? You're going to trap the ball or try to trap the ball.
I think you try and keep the ball in the center of the floor.
Ashanti Woods, no, won't go. And then a foul called. Bodies on the floor. KJ Bosco's down. And let's see what we've got called here.
I think the foul is on Portland.
They're going to clear the.
Oh, boy.
What are we doing here? The officials meeting again and heading over to the monitor. See, I'm the guy that says get rid of all replay. Every sport. NFL, gone. Take a look. But as long as we got it, we'll go with it.
So we're looking underneath the hoop here, right? That takedown.
That's a throwdown.
That's a takedown. That's a wrap-up, takedown.
Let's roll that one more time, if we can. We're going to look at it, number 20. Yep. So they're coming down together. Got him in his arms, and he throws him to the ground.
Yep.
That's a 2-point takedown right there.
Well, I think that's going to be something that we saw earlier, maybe with the contact technical foul.
Right.
And I think we're going to see 2 free throws for. Well, they're already shooting free throws.
So 2 more.
And ball.
4 free throws and ball.
I believe. I mean, if they're going to call the technical foul there for that, then.
Because that
there's got to be some penalty for it.
That wasn't the foul, the original foul.
Right.
Can we run that one? Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Or maybe it was. You know what? Maybe it was. That is what he called the foul on.
So we're
just going to have 2 points and probably the basketball.
Okay, so flagrant, whether it's a flagrant one.
Right. Prediction. From 3 stories up, we're the old you make the call. What do you think? I'm going clear the lane, 2 free throws, North Idaho ball on the side.
Well, what the heck, Todd? Let's see it one more time. We're watching KJ Bosco, number 20. He's got him in his arms and just gives him the old flingaroo. He went down as well, so that kind of made it look better than it was. But he initiated all of that. Now they're talking to both coaches again.
And you can always tell when those meetings happen, when the coaches exit, you can kind of figure out which way the call went.
One's going like, oh no. The other's going, yeah, okay, fine. I'm with you here. Okay, KJ Bosco called for the foul. So free throws here. Bosco, his 3rd personal foul. And it was a flagrant because that's why they're shooting free throws here all by himself. This is Jalen Burkett.
And now I think it's going to be their ball on the baseline, I would think. Yep.
Yeah, with 1:29 to go, now an 8-point lead. And North Idaho has the ball. You start fouling here?
Yes. I think, unfortunately, if you don't
steal
and they score, you're down 10 with a minute to go. You can't win that game.
As a coach, those long inbounds passes just
make me nervous. Make me nervous.
Or you
just get the steal. That's going to be a foul on North Idaho.
Yeah, it is.
So really a good turn of events, all being said, for Portland. They make one of the free throws, and then they get the ball turned over with just a few seconds ticked off the clock.
Right.
And the clock stopped, going to the free throw line, able to score. If you're able to make both free throws, you can set up your full court defense.
So it's an 8-point lead now. Cameron Rutherford at the free throw line. Fouls on Jalen Burkett of North Idaho, his third. Both teams in the double bonus.
Yeah, I never liked the long inbounds pass, similar to when we're getting pressed. I don't like to inbound the ball right at the hoop. Right? I would like to push the ball outside in those. It's tough. Not only do you have to throw over the top, but it's got to go 40 feet in the air, and then it always seems like it's a collision waiting to happen on that receiving end.
And you're also leading the defender to get the steal.
We're going the wrong way here.
Yeah, we're sending the flow in the wrong direction. 70-64. Another foul. More free throws coming up here. The lead is 6 with 1:15 to go. Still a doubt.
And that's almost one where I see the ball in Evans' hands. I might not foul. The 84% free throw shooter, only down 6. You're going to get the ball back for at least 2 possessions. Maybe see if we could get the ball in somebody else's hands instead of sending him to the free throw line.
Right.
Of course, that's easy to say from up here and hard sometimes to get that message to your players.
Yeah, that's a 15-minute after-school meeting.
Yeah, and then they still might not understand what you said.
Couple of free throws, good. That might just do it. 8 points. Let's see, get a quick 3 here. Quick 2 here with a bucket by Brendan Richard.
I like the trap early. Nice job breaking the pressure.
Woods goes in. Boy, that's going to be a goaltend.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to count it. Hand
and
to the cylinder.
Fortunate for North Idaho, I think there. Just an okay opportunity there as far as the transition attempt. Fortunate to get the 2 there because of miss there, and now we're coming back the other way in a 6-point game. But it's not, it's 8.
Less than a minute to play now. Richard, 3. And they will call a timeout. Portland will call their final timeout, and we'll take our final break with 50.2 seconds to go. It's 74-69, a 5-point lead for North Idaho here on STSPN.com.
I'm Danny Horton, and I'm an STCU member. The windstorm of 2015, who doesn't remember that? They had no power, were the heaters, the horse drop was a 600-pound block of ice. STCU stepped up. I went straight down. I got the loan I needed. If it hadn't been for STCU and the ability to provide everything I needed, where would I have been? I'm Danny Horton, and STCU is here for...
There is no obstacle an engineer can't tackle, build around, or blow up. Skilled and versatile, these soldiers pave the way, building fortifications, detecting and destroying mines, or restoring electricity after a natural disaster. Nothing stands in the way of a guard engineer.
The final 50 seconds of this ball game. Been a very entertaining ball game. Still a little bit of a doubt.
Interested to see what Portland does out of here. If they try and trap early and then maybe foul when the ball crosses half court, but try and get a couple opportunities for a steal as opposed to just fouling right away.
Oh,
and you'll see right there how easy it was tipped. It hit the backboard, obviously went out of bounds, but could have not and could have ended up in their hands. So
right.
I like the idea of the early trap to see if they can get something.
So North Idaho throwing it in. Looking to get...
I think he traveled.
I think so too, but they also, I think they were looking for a foul too.
You heard the coach say foul him, foul him. They wanted to send him to the free throw line.
Richard picks up the foul, his 3rd personal foul, and Williams goes to the free throw line for North Idaho. Ooh. Ooh.
So regardless, it's still a 2-possession game. And a philosophy thing here if you're the Portland coach. Like some coaches, and for me, I would say make or miss. We're trying to get a quick 2 and try and extend the game as opposed to forcing up a 3. I don't think you're at that forced 3 spot yet. If you can get something attacking, I would take that.
See what they do here. Working a long time. Lane Josie stepped through.
And there you see, that's an opportunity. That bucket goes. That's just as good as one from 22 feet. but puts them back at the line, 30 seconds, a chance to make 2 free throws and get it back to a 4-point game.
So Lane Josie goes to the free throw line, averages 11.6 points per ball game, a 56% free throw shooter. Okay, there's the half that isn't going to go, so this one should be good.
Right.
Next one by Josie in a 6-point ball game. Yep. I guess the stats don't lie. 56%.
Right on it, right on it.
Inbounds, full court pressure. They'll leave it. Yeah, they'll take the foul.
You can hear the coach there saying no foul, no foul, no foul. But you're at 25 seconds. You gotta find somebody. And North Idaho did a great job of getting the ball in Evans' hands, knowing that the defense was coming.
So 2 free throws here, that's it, right?
I think so, yeah.
1, the door stays.
Well, and Portland has no timeouts left either.
Right. First free throw good. So that makes it 6 points. So they won't be heading home to Coeur d'Alene tonight. They're going to be staying overnight and playing for a championship tomorrow. There it is. 7-point lead.
Now you've got to look for a 3.
Quickly down. Rutherford, air ball. Back out, Rutherford will launch one. Put it in. No foul, no timeouts. 4-point lead. 13 seconds, foul called. Pretty much academic here, but strange things have happened. A 16-1 last night in the NCAA tournament.
In a blowout.
In a blowout.
I mean, that was 20.
And is there anybody, I don't think anybody more fun to listen to than Bill Raftery.
Isn't he great? I know, I can remember when I was young listening to Big Monday and he was doing Big East games, right? I mean, he's fantastic.
Yeah. So, timeout. Timeout here by North Idaho.
Turnover there on the inbounds. And that all but seals the deal there for North Idaho. Their ball sideline out of bounds.
So who do you like for a player of the game?
Well, I think, looking at North Idaho, Raekwon Evans, I mean, we didn't see 47 tonight, and so maybe it seems a little quieter, but he still had 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And a couple
the
stretches
scoreboard
in the game.
shows him at 29.
Well, maybe I need to hit refresh on my stats. There you go, 29. even more
Even
so.
more?
But 10 of 12 from the free throw line. You've seen
Right.
big free throws down the
Right.
stretch here. And I feel like there was multiple times in the game where he took over. And it was 9 guys and then him. And he was playing at his own pace and kind of in his own, whatever he wanted to do, he did. Whether it was getting to the hoop, shooting the short jumpers. Thought he did a really great job tonight. And he's obviously what makes these guys go. And I think it's going to be a good battle tomorrow watching the guards go at it.
And Portland, I thought Bosco had that little run there.
Yeah.
But then a couple of things happened that he couldn't keep that momentum going.
They did, and Potts Woods, I think, was actually the one that kind of took over and had his own 5-0 run to answer. And then it was Evans' time again.
Right. Inbounds here for North Idaho. Bodies on the floor. Foul called. I think just some frustration here, but a couple of free throws coming up. Ian McLaughlin will be at the free throw line for the Cardinals. So the East number 3 team is going to play for the championship against the Peninsula Pirates. Peninsula 22-10. North Idaho is going to 24-8 when they meet tomorrow. And we'll have it for you here at STSPN.com. The game at 2:30 tomorrow, the men's championship. Still to come, Umpqua and Bellevue, Walla Walla and Big Bend, the women's Final Four coming up. The final shot of the game will be an air ball, and that will be that. No, we're going to have one more foul called.
Just a little frustration there, playing it off the whistle, but.
And so Cameron Rutherford picks up his third personal. North Idaho. We may have some folks that want to get in their cars in North Idaho in Coeur d'Alene and make their way over.
Heading over.
Passes are good.
Yeah,
Lots of places.
How about a cool venue like this, but in a cool format to where they get to come over last weekend, they play 2 games. They're not over here for 4 or 5 days. They get to go back.
Right.
So the kids were thrilled about going to class, but they get to go to class, and then they get to come back this weekend and play in a Final Four type atmosphere. Good job by the NWAC of doing that.
So there it is, 79-73, and North Idaho will win it. Coach Zach Ward, thanks for doing this with us.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Watched some good basketball, and they get to hang out in the gym for 4 hours. It's awesome.
That's it. 29 points for Raekwon Evans, and he leads the North Idaho Cardinals to a 79-73 win over the Portland Panthers. North Idaho will play Peninsula tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 for the men's championship. Stay with us. Coming up, the Umpqua Riverhawks, the Bellevue Bulldogs, game 1 of the women's Final Four. The Walla Walla Warriors and the Big Bend Vikings have game number 2 starting at 8 o'clock. For Zach Ward, for Todd Elvig, and the crew in the truck, thanks for being with us. I'm Tom Lafferty from Everett Community College. Again, today's final score, North Idaho 79, Portland 73. Good afternoon, everybody.